Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marvin Phoenix, and today we're going to continue some more of Phoenix Wright's Journey Spirit of Justice. And now, for this time, we're going to complete the magical turnabout. It's going to be a long one, so let's do it. I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Is Apollo okay? He's been muttering to himself all morning. He's been like that ever since yesterday. Guess the pressure on today's trial is getting to him. Poor Polly. He's really tearing himself up over all this. Get together, Apollo. Yikes! Athena, when did you get here? Better relax a little bit, will ya? You're getting yourself way too worked up. Yeah, but I'm alright. I'm fine. You know, I did a little thinking on this Nayuta Muddy guy. You're apparently not your run-of-the-mill prosecutor. Oh yeah? What did you find out? Well, they say he wields an incredible power to accurately read a trial's karma and its ultimate fate. What is that supposed to mean? I don't have all the details, but apparently he can foresee how the arguments will go and even let his opposition. So the defense basically ends up going to whatever direction he has in his head. Man, this isn't going to be a cakewalk if that's true. Emma did say to talk to him for us, though. Just hoping that went well. In any case, it sounds like he's going to keep us on our toes. That's why I know you're ready. Why I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Mr. Wright is putting his faith in me. I can't let him down now. I'm fine. There he goes again. It's almost like he's chanting a prayer. I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine! If you say so, Apollo. The trial will begin momentarily. Is the defense ready? Yes! We're fine! Trucy's faith and the faith of the agency rests on this trial. This is it, Justice. If there's ever a time to shine, it's now. It's time. Court is now in session for the trial of Trucy Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. And the prosecution? Prosecutor Sadmari? 1,000 pardons. It was rude of me to keep you waiting. I was praying for the victim. Oh, pray. Yes, I see. You're a Koreanist monk, correct, prosecutor? Yes, that is correct. I am but a lonely monk of the Kingdom of Korea. I beg in advance for the forgiveness and kind patience of everyone here in this court. I am unfamiliar with the proceedings of this country and may make many blunders. He seems like such a gentle-mannered soul, doesn't he? I wonder if Emma had a chance to talk with him about Trucy. No, then, Prosecutor Sadmari, your opening statement, if you would. Certainly. In the name of the Holy Mother, I vow to guide the victim's soul to the land of eternal peace known as the Twilight Realm. Now, let the last rite of the victim begin. Nayuta Sanmari. He really's been making a name for himself, apparently, but that nickname, Last Rite's Prosecutor, I wonder how that will come into play today. The incident took place in the middle of a spectacular magic show. The accused performs a magic trick in which she thrusts a sword into the coffin. A coffin in which the body of the victim then spilled out, death from a fatal stabbing. The victim's name was Man of Mystery. Man of Mystery, oh my god. Otherwise known as the Great Mr. Reyes. His blood was found on the sword that was used during the magic trick. Man of Mystery. Oh, wow. Whose death was just an unfortunate accident? It is only natural for one to assume as much, Your Honor. However, it was no mere accident, but rather a homicide. The prosecution's position is that this was a murder made to look like an accident. I see, and you believe this crime was committed by the defendant? After the thorough consideration of all possible scenarios, I unfortunately had no other choice but to conclude as such. So that's how it's going to be, huh? I guess Emma didn't convince him after all. Very well. And now, let us hear from the defense. Naturally, we maintain that the defendant is innocent, Your Honor. If the defense wouldn't mind, could you please explain your reasoning? My reasoning? Well, I would have to say that my main reason is because I believe in the defendant. I see. You find it difficult to come up with anything more concrete than that, don't you? Do you? Want to find demonstration of the fact that you are indeed a employee of a putrid mind. Putrid mind? Prosecutor Sarmari? Excuse me, but I... That was nice. If you don't mind me asking, Prosecutor, what was that you were just chanting? A sutra of the Holy Mother that guides the tainted soul through enlightenment. It is a Koreanist intention to wake the foolish from their fruitless slumber, fitting for a lawyer who indulges in such fancy in the innocence of the accused. I see. So basically you're asking the defense to get real? Allow me these few words, defense. It is my duty as a monk to punish sinners and to guide victims' souls to the twilight realm. Should you show repentance and admit to the accused's guilt now, no harm will come to you. But should you interfere with my sacred last rites for the victim, then I shall cast you down into the pit of hell along with Trucy Wright. Now wait just 1 minute here. Putrid? Pit of hell? Is there any way to address someone in the court of law? Prosecutor Sarmari, that may be a way you conduct trials in Korea, but I would appreciate it if you would refrain from such charged language here. Your Honor, that was but a Koreanist symbol for those who have strayed from the path. Harsh words are often necessary to admonish compensable deviants who cannot be reasoned. Oh, I see. I didn't realize. I guess they really do hate defendants in Korean, huh? Even so, that was way over the top for as far as verbal abuse goes. And the trial's only just begun. Well, defense, I suppose the way the prosecutor does things varies by country. Why don't we look at this cross-cultural exchange and try to be open-minded about it? What? Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. Uh-oh. The snack news are back. Uh-oh. I thought she said goodbye to the snack news. I said uh-oh. Detective Sky, the court is no place for gorging yourself. What's wrong with having a little snack? Girls gotta eat, right? She seems a little stressed out. Detective Sky, your testimony, please. Yeah, how about that? I just want to state for the record that I believe Trucy Wright is innocent. I'm sorry? Detective Sky, this path you seek to follow is misguided. Giving the wrongdoers false hope will only deepen her despair in the end. But let it go and move on. Acts which goes against your duty to earn your divine punishment from the Holy Mother. Fine. I don't know about the divine part, but I get the punishment bit loud and clear. I guess Emma got some kind of paperwork or something for sticking up for Trucy. She and Prosecutor Sarmari don't seem to get along very well, do they? Shall we continue? The prosecution intends that the accused had a clear motive. The evidence, if you would, Detective Sky. Alright. Please take a look at this poster. It's a Troop Grammar poster from 13 years ago. Is it just me or is it a little different from the one from Miss Wright's dressing room? This is a revised version of the poster. The one says cancel under Mr. Reyes. That's right, Mr. Reyes left the troops after the first version of the poster was printed. Take a look at Mr. Reyes' red forearm, near his elbow. See that big scar there? He apparently got that when he made a mistake while practicing a magic trick. Ouch, that's quite a scar. Because of the accident, Magnifi Grammar concluded Mr. Reyes is too unskilled. And before the show was to open, Magnifi announced Mr. Reyes wouldn't be appearing. But in defiance of Magnifi's decision, Mr. Reyes tried to go on stage anyways. This in turn caused Magnifi to oust Mr. Reyes from the troupe on the spot.
You kicked Mr. Reyes out? That's rather extreme. Did you really have to go that far?
When it came to magic, the Troop Grammar was so passionate, or should I say extreme about it, that it caused problems for them from time to time.
Yes, it even causes quite a mountain of trouble with their extreme antics.
And now the Troop's successor has committed a murder. It seems the Troop's rare talent was inherited by the right person after all. A putrid talent for criminality.
You sound rather extreme yourself, prosecutor.
Criminals and impure souls do not deserve sympathy, Your Honor. As I was saying, after its expulsion, Mr. Reyes apparently went to hold on a grudge against the Troop. He worked held close to him. I will get my revenge on Troop Grammar someday.
Revenge, huh? That certainly sounds antagonistic.
And then his chance for revenge finally came. If you would be so kind, Detective Sky. I guess I don't have a choice, do I? The victim planned to get his revenge on Troop Grammar during Trucy's magic show. Mr. Reyes was going to first steal the Grammar's notebook from the defendant. He then intended to reveal the secrets behind their magic tricks during the show. That was when the victim's plan for revenge, and while he did in fact steal the notebook, the defendant murdered him before he had a chance to reveal the secrets. By the time the accused discovered the notebook's death, it was too late. Their only option was to kill Mr. Reyes, and made it look like an accident.
Objection!
That's nothing but congestion!
Objection!
The victim's assistant, Bonnie DeFemme, gave a police a statement. She testified that just before the start of the show, Mr. Reyes said, "I'm going to reveal all the True Grammar secrets on stage today." What? Well, that isn't exactly a great starting point for a rebuttal, is it? You're telling me. Allow me to give you one piece of advice, defense. Oh, and what's that? Butterfly. Let it go and move on. Excuse me? Helping a sinner will only sully your own soul. One possessed by the unclean soul will burn in the flames of hell, and then be ever burdened with that sin in their next life. But I don't believe in that sort of thing. Besides, I have no intention of giving up. Oh, Holy Mother, grant me the strength to deal with this putrid lawyer. All actions have consequences, and yours will surely earn you the honor of being a mere stink bug at best in your next life. A stink bug?
No, then, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please.
Wow, the judge almost called him Mr. Stink Bug. I'm sorry, but what exactly is the basis for claiming it was murder? Beats me. What? The basis is beats me? You have to ask Prosecutor Sanmari over there because he hasn't told me his reasoning either. Detective Sky, your feeding of information to the defense has not gone unnoticed by my eyes. Oh! The bad karma aspect goes against your duty will impede you from you in your next life. But even before that, I may impinge upon your job as a form of transfer. Please don't get me kicked out of the forensic unit, anything but that. Poor Emma, she's really been risking everything for us. Well, Prosecutor Sanmari, what is your grounds for claiming homicide? It was a luminous tape for the understage passage. I realized that it had been moved so that Mr. Reyes could come up into the downstage coffin by mistake. What? Mr. Reyes, who was living in the understage passage, was supposed to have used the upper stage ladder shown here on the left. He was to climb into the coffin that had been set up in the backstage area. After being turned into a stuffed dragon during Act 1, Mr. Reyes was supposed to come back to life and emerge from that coffin. But the luminous tape had been moved to mark the downstage ladder. So the victim climbed up to the coffin to the stage itself by mistake. The very same coffin the accused thrust her stored into. And you have proof that it was my client who moved the tape? But of course, Detective Sky. Oh, that's right. I identified the defendant's fingerprints on the luminous tape. You what? You actually had proof? Well, defense, are you finally ready to let it go and move on? Absolutely not.
Detective, please add that information about the prints to the tape of your testimony.
The defendant's prints were on the tape. I guess you must have moved it during the show.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Detective Sky, but there's a flaw in your testimony. Oh, really? The prosecution is claiming that Miss Wright moved the understage tape during the show in order to guide the victim to the coffin downstage. But it doesn't make sense if she would leave prints on the tape on the time.
It doesn't?
Please consider the fingerprinting results in the main coffin, which shows that not one of my client's fingerprints were found on or in it. That's true, we didn't find any of her prints in that coffin. I think you realize what the flaw in your testimony is. Claiming Miss Wright left prints on the tape during the show is inconsistent with the facts. Besides, because she was wearing gloves during the show. Oh! She must have left the prints sometime before the show started. In other words, her prints do not prove that she moved the tape by misleading the victim. The prosecution's investigation is insignificant. Oh my! But on the personal level, I'm very happy about that.
Well, Prosecutor Sanmari, if the defense's argument is true, then you have no evidence that the defendant moved the tape to deceive the victim.
I see. Apparently the defense is more intelligent than I thought. More than a stink bug at any rate. Come on, you can bump me up at least a stag beetle now, can't you? Will that really be any better? Of course, way better. Stag beetles are cool with those huge mandibles of theirs. If the defense wishes to be promoted to a stag beetle, then answer me this question. Alright, shoot. Even with no evidence that the accused moved the tape to misguide the victim, the victim still climbed the ladder using the tape as a guide. They entered the coffin on the stage. The accused then thrust her story at said coffin with the victim in it.
So what you're saying is that the fact that the victim was stabbed to death, right?
Precisely. However, this does drastically change one aspect of the case. If the accused did not lead the victim into the coffin on purpose, then it means the victim's death could have been accidental. If it was indeed an accident, the defense can argue that it's involuntary manslaughter.
I see. If it's involuntary manslaughter, they would plead excruciating circumstances. The severity of the case would be mitigated.
Defense, if you believe the accused did not murder the victim, then do you argue that it was an accident? This is it, an all-important question. The defense argues that Mr. Reyes' death was the defense maintains the defendant is sincerely innocent. We believe that it wasn't an accident but murder. And what's more, we believe it was committed by a third party. A third party? As if the true culprit is someone else? That was quite a brazen claim to make, and one wholly without ground. Your voice is loud as you shoot, and your mind echoes just as loudly as emptiness. Surely you were but a loud red pepper in your previous life. I've been devoted to a vegetable? Wow, I didn't know a person who would be reincarnated as a non-sentient plant. In any case, I do have grounds to make this claim. Let us hear this reasoning of yours then. Alright, but before I give it, there's one question that we need to address. If the victim had killed by some third party, then the sword of the defendant thrust into the coffin wasn't the cause of death. If that's the case, then how did we wind up with a dead body inside the coffin?
A very good question. Now let's hear your opinion, Mr. Justice. How did the victim's body wind up inside the coffin?
What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? In other words, what if the victim was already dead in the coffin from the get-go?
Oh, I see. In that case, the defendant's sword wouldn't have been the cause of death. How do you respond, Prosecutor Sadmati?
That is the third time.
The third time of what? Hiya!
What the heck is this?
Oh, my head!
What do you think you're doing?
Even the merciful Holy Mother loses patience as she is struck 3 times. Since you never learn, you need to be punished.
Why would you let me worry about what I need and don't need?
It is what you deserve for interfering with my sacred last rites of the victim. You are a brainless warrior chasing phantoms. You know nothing. Let this humble servant of the Holy Mother give you an edifying sermon.
A sermon? Now?
There is a passage in the sacred sculptures of Koreanism. A quarter frog will swallow even a snake.
Huh?
A quarter lawyer has unexpectedly struck bad hard against the prosecution. Did I get it right?
No, I am not done with my sermon. And yet, a frog still dies, its belly button and torn from within. Just great. And in this case, you are a frog defense. What exactly is your point anyway?
Let us assume for a moment that the victim was killed under the stage. Who then had the opportunity to do so during the show?
Let's see, the people in the show were
Bonnie the Femme, the victim Mr. Reyes, and Trucy Wright. Bonnie the Femme was on stage throughout the entire show, as easily confirmed by the footage from the show, which leaves us with only one suspect, Trucy Wright. Now do you see? The accused killed Mr. Reyes as he waited in standby in the understage passage, and yet placed his dead body in the coffin above, thus making the murder look like an accident.
No!
O great and merciful Holy Mother, thus another putrid mind has been guided towards enlightenment. Ugh, I can't believe I swallowed his trick question whole.
Sorry, but I have to raise an objection here.
Athena, what are you?
There's something I want to point out, Apollo.
And who might you be? You strike me as a mere child of Constantius.
I may be young, but I have an attorney's badge just the same.
And you would contribute to this discussion in that capacity?
I most certainly would. You just argued that the defendant killed the victim under the stage. But let me remind you that Miss Wright is a girl.
Clearly. Surely you didn't raise an objection to the point of such an obvious fact. Your Honor, please send for this little child's guardian to come take her home.
But I'm not done with my sermon.
You don't need to talk like Prosecutor Sanmata, you know.
Listen, the victim was killed in the understage passage. Then his body would have been to be hauled up at the stage, right? However, Miss Wright is a young girl, and a pretty petty one at that. She couldn't possibly have hefted the large body up and put it in the coffin.
That's true, it does seem like it would be a rather difficult task for a defendant. I don't think even I could do it.
What do you think of that, prosecutor, who's a child now?
In my religion, the priestesses of Parianism are revered as the pillars of our priests, who I naturally hold nothing but deep respect for women. That is something I lift up in my perspective.
He's the man who calls his fair maiden a little child.
Who's the fair maiden? I agree that your point is worth discussing, defense. How indeed was the dead body raised up into the coffin? By the accused Trucy Wright, that is.
You're committed to pointing the finger at her no matter what, huh? And you explain how is it even possible?
But of course. There was a way for even a small creature like her to raise the victim's body up.
Huh? Wait, you really can't explain it?
I resolved that our arguments would come to this, so I prepared a witness. Well, I admire your readiness, prosecutor. It is really not that difficult till one can read the ultimate outcome of any trial.
He couldn't really predicted that things would turn out like this, could he?
It's pretty hard to believe.
Excuse me, but may I step down now?
Yes, I suppose you may. One moment, Detective Sky.
I'm sorry for the way I handled all of this.
You did a fine job, Detective. Your testimony was invaluable.
It was?
Yes, you served well as a detective, and did not allow your personal feelings to interfere. You overcame the conflicted emotions you felt and performed your duty admirably. You will be rewarded for your fine work.
Oh, thank you.
I hope we can work together again in the future.
Emma seems bewildered by the unexpected praise. I guess he's really a nice person, like they say, as long as you're not up against him.
Now then, let's call the next witness. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the court. It's very nice to meet all of you. I'm a librarian from Illusionist of the Fairy Tales, Bonnie the Fam. I can't wait to do some magic tricks for all of you.
Please, witness. There is a time and place for all things, including magic.
Aw, but it would be okay if I did just a little magic, right? Come on, please. Look, everybody is waiting. No chance to sign.
That is your second time.
My second time doing what?
There will be no further warnings. You should know that from the preparatory meeting, right, correct?
Yep.
Is no one expect from His Holiness Rosary of Suffering? May we have your testimony, witness, once you recover from your disappointments?
Well, as a huge fan of Trucy's, I don't really want to testify against her. But I guess I have to, don't I?
As a huge fan of Trucy's, huh?
I hate her. I loathe her. I can't stand that Trucy, right? It's because she's a good enough for nothing magic. She thinks she's all that. It's exactly what the dribbling back deserves.
Sure, you're a real fan, alright. Of destroying Trucy, you mean?
I really can't believe that Trucy killed Mr. Reyes. I think it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body over if she used the stage lift. Is it possible? Could Trucy really have... If Trucy used the stage lift, I think she could have used stage lift too. I was on stage the entire show, by the way.
You were on stage the whole time? And you're sure about that? There's no question. The entire audience could testify to that fact. What's more, she is shown clearly in the TV show footage as well.
I couldn't possibly kill Mr. Reyes, not little old me.
Therefore, the only person who could have killed the victim on stage is the accused. Furthermore, by using the stage lift, even a petty young lady could have raised the body up to the stage without difficulty. You've got to be kidding me. Very well. You may cross-examine the witness. Stage lift number 2? You mean the stage lift shown here on the left?
That's right. With the stage lift, I think even a small girl could easily lift a dead body up on the stage.
And so that makes her the murderer in your opinion?
Well, of course not. I believe in Trucy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers.
Oh, brother, how long is she gonna keep this act up? Defense, what position does stage lift 2 in after the show? Let's see, if I recall, it was in the fully raised position. Ah! And the reason why it was fully raised is because the accused used it to lift the victim's body, wouldn't you agree? Feel free to slowly mull it over while you roast over the flames of hell, you evil red pepper. So now I'm also evil? Oh.
You didn't have a single spare moment to slip down in the passage, or stage passage? Don't tell me you suspect me now.
I'm just trying to do my job to fully examining your alibi. Depending on how solid it is, I might have to suspect you, yes.
You gotta be kidding me. Don't spit on my head and tell me it's raining, lawyer boy. I'm right there in the footage. Or are you too much of an idiot to see?
Huh? Mr. Pham, are you feeling alright? You seem totally different.
Oops, where did that come from, right? Oh my, I think I snapped there for a second, didn't I?
You didn't just snap, you broke character just now.
Yeah, because I was on stage the whole time performing magic. I mean, you saw me in the footage, right? A dazzling and flawless performance.
Flawless? That's odd considering what you just told me. You said that you made a mistake with where you positioned Mr. Hat. Mr. Pham, to what are the feds referring?
Well, I made a little mistake on stage. I was on this charge of operating Mr. Hat, you see. According to the script, I was supposed to place him on the left of the coffin. But I flipped it up and made him stand on the right of the coffin instead.
And because of that mistake, Trucy had to move the stage lifts around.
I feel really bad for messing Trucy up like that with my goof.
Darn it, I don't see any consistencies with her testimony.
Now do you see who the real killer is?
Come on, Gramps, don't just stand there. Handle you really pronto. Do it quick before I need a little there.
I beg your pardon?
Oops, what's gotten over me? I'm so sorry.
I give her another 5 minutes before she tears up her mask. Well, defense? Are you ready to let it go now?
Of course not, I'll never give up.
I see. I suppose this too is faith. The sacred sculptures are crying as they describe a variety of hells for the damned. For someone like you who struggles seasonally against his faith, Papul Bullhead seems more appropriate.
People boil what? Oh wait, that's cryonism.
What sort of terrible place is Papul Bullhead? A place where one will struggle the further one falls into the abyss. At the bottom of the abyss, a ferocious beast awaits. Think of it as something akin to the Antlion sandpit trap. Oh, there's one of those in my backyard!
Wow, Corinis at hell is closer than home than I thought.
No, then. It would appear that the witness testimony supports the prosecution's claim that the defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim on the stage.
How are we supposed to get out of this jam? Hey, Apollo, if you can't find any contradiction, maybe it's time to use analytical psychology.
You mean?
I heard some discord in Bonnie's voice while she was testifying. See? Widget's picking up a noise in her heart, too.
That's right. Athena can hear things others can't with her super sensitive hearing. She can hear the emotions people suppress as the kind of noise and discords in her voice. Alright, Tina, let's give it a try.
You got it!
Hold it!
Your Honor! I'm afraid that our witness, Mr. Pham, is suffering from the terrible traumatic stress due to the horrible incident.
Yes?
Yes! What's with that terrible death on stage? And her beloved Trucy getting arrested, she's under an awful strain and shock. In fact, I don't know how much more she can take before she is unfit to testify. What?
Oh, I heard of that. Is it called postal stress disorder, right? It's where a person becomes uncontrollably angry, I think. I read about it somewhere.
That's going postal, Your Honor. This is PTSD.
Oh my. And that's why the witness acts so hostile at times, as if she was a different person.
Yes, I think her condition is clouding her memory of the incident. Therefore, I suggest a short therapy session for the witness.
Huh? Therapy? You don't know the first thing about the magician's mental strain. I risked my life jumping through rings of fire, having my body sawn in half.
Oopsie, boy, do I have to watch my temper, don't I?
Miss Sykes, please do whatever you can to help this unfortunate young lady. And what exactly is this child planning to do, Mr. Justice?
With her super sense of hearing, Miss Sykes can hear the witness' true emotions. Simply from tone and inflection, she can tell exactly what the person is feeling. I can even pick up feelings that the witness is trying to suppress or hide. Which it projects the emotions I hear from the moon matrix where I can analyze them.
It sounds more like a spectrous devilry. Oh, I find it hard to believe by my ass. How does emotions contribute to evidence? Well, I won't say the emotions can be taken as evidence per se. I have seen how instrumental Miss Sykes' work has been on cracking the case. Therefore, I wholly support giving it a try.
I see.
If you are in favor of it, Your Honor, then I have no objection. Being as mere monk can see something disturbs the witness.
How disturb you?
Oh, thank you for understanding, Prosecutor Sanmari. Apollo, you never had to conduct a therapy session, right?
You want me to lead the section?
Of course, you're the lead on this case after all.
Fair enough.
Do I need a refresher? No. I think I still remember from the last time, so let's get right into it. Okie dokie. You ready, Rigid?
Let's do this.
Oh, she's happy.
I have to say, Mr. Fem, you certainly are a strange one. Even though you said I feel so bad about it, it seems you were feeling happy about it. Ouch! I think I can guess why you're feeling happy. It must be because... I think you were happy because you messed up the defendant up. I'm right, aren't I? You gotta be kidding me. Why would I be happy I messed Trusty up? I'm a big fan of hers.
Because we saw you.
I hate her. I loathe her. Can't stand that Trucy Wright.
That's because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. That's exactly what that swiveling brat deserves. We saw how you say you hated Trucy Wright. And how you were glad she was in trouble, and even how it was what she deserved. Ouch! It looks like I hit the bunny on the head, so to speak. Apollo, the noise level dropped. Now we can get it down to 0. Well, Mr. Pham, are you ready to confess how you really feel?
What? What do you mean? I'm Bonnie, the sweet little, cute little bunny.
I'm working my juice really hard just to be my idol Trucy.
That's a character I'm supposed to be.
Keep that up, Mr. Pham, and you're going to have a mental breakdown. Just let yourself be who you really are. Who I really am? The two sides of you are fighting each other and doing you psychic harm. I can hear them. Two distinct voices battling inside you.
Shut your butthole, you know nothing to know at all.
I mean, you mustn't say things like that, I don't want to be flustered. Mr. Pham, how long can you insist on maintaining this wolf in sheep clothing on? We can't end this therapy session until you get real with us. Let the wild beast inside you free. Ouch! Don't make me laugh, you don't know a dang thing about me. You want to see how I really am?
Fine, take a good look.
What in the world?
Sheep's clothing? You got it all wrong. It's a rabbit suit I got on. And I'm not a wolf, I'm a blood-sucking vampire. A bat with backs and fangs and wings.
I think I just opened Pandora's box.
I'm finally done with the goody two-shoes Cottontail act. I feel free as a back.
Defense! Your temper is taking a turn for the worse from the looks of it. There's a perfectly good explanation for this. Is there, Miss Sykes?
Me think I created a monster. We blew it. Hey, you, lobster boy.
Who, me?
You think I'm glad Trussy's in trouble? That I think she's just getting her just desserts? Well, guess what? You're right.
Does that mean you admit to wishing the defendant harm?
Well, the bat's out of the bag now. That mistake of mine was a work of art. Thanks to my good poor little Trissy had to do all the hard physical labor.
When you say hard physical labor, what are you referring to?
Because of Mr. Hasney's position, Trissy has to move both of her huge stage lifts. It must have been so heavy. What a riot.
That's strange. Athena, would you please add the last statement of Bonnie's testimony? Alright, I'll update the moon matrix with the new info. Huh? Hey, Apollo, there's a new inconsistency with the testimony. Yeah, she finally slipped up. But what do I need to do now? Well, for the point forward, you just do what you do best. Find the contradiction in testimony and present evidence to refute it. Alright, I got you now, Bonnie the fam.
Objection!
That doesn't make sense.
What? Do you think I'm crazy now?
No, that's not the point I was trying to make.
I don't hear you deny it.
Mr. Pham, allow me to repeat your statement. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts.
That's right. I still say that's what she did.
But how did you know? How did you know Miss Wright moved the stage lifts?
Huh?
According to her own statement, she didn't tell anyone that she had done so.
What?
So how could you possibly have known what she has done unless you saw her? You saw Miss Wright moving the lifts on the understage passage, didn't you?
You did it, Apollo! Noise levels are 0%.
Well, Mr. Justice, wouldn't that mean? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Defem herself was under the stage where the victim was killed. And I hardly need to tell the court what that means. You're one artistic liar, Mr. Fem, and one spectacular suspect.
Yeah!
But why are you saying Red Lobster Boy? You're saying I killed Mr. Reyes.
I'm saying that it's a possibility. What's more? I say you had a solid motive to frame my client for the murder as well.
Objection!
My apologies for raining on the defense's merry revelry. But you seem to have forgotten one very important point. Oh, really? The TV footage. As you can clearly see, Mr. Fem was on the stage the whole time. The entire audience can bear witness to that fact, including you. Oh yeah. You have just taken a long and senseless journey, only to return to the starting line. The witness could not have been the understage passage, which means the only one left who could have killed the victim is the accused. Ah!
The party's over.
But Mr. Fem knew something she could have
have known unless she was under the stage. How do you explain that, Prosecutor Sanmari?
It's quite simple. The accused must have told Mr. Pham about it, but then forgot.
Open those useless eyes of yours and take a good look at the footage.
If Mr. Fan really was the understage passage, it would mean she was on stage and understage at the same time.
You mean she was in two places at once?
But that's the only explanation that makes any sense.
It may be an explanation, but I'm not so sure about the make sense part.
And we'll just have to make it make sense. Your Honor, if the witnesses were on stage and understage at the same time, that is the defense's assertion.
I heard those illogical things come out of you before, but this is absurd.
I'm sure you change your tune once you hear my reasoning, Your Honor.
My gut tells me you're bluffing, but I'll bite. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain there how the witness was in two places at once?
There were two Bonnies, Your Honor. If that were the case, it would make all sense, wouldn't it?
There were...
Two of them?
I suspect you had a few screw loose, but now I see they're all missing altogether.
Is there a toolkit in this courtroom, Your Honor?
I suppose two, no, 3 screws in the head should tighten his putrid brain. Very well. Bailiff, could you...
Hold it!
No, wait! Please listen to my argument.
Very well. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to give at least a listen.
As we argued earlier, Mr. Fan was shown in the footage the whole time, but at the same time, she was also watching Miss Wright in the understage passage. The only possible explanation is that there are two Bonnies.
It almost sounds like it makes sense. What do you think, Prosecutor Sanmari?
This humble servant of the Holy Mother is of the opinion that we should lose no time to replace the defense many lost screws. But Apollo goes against reality itself to say that one person was actually two. But we don't have to bound in reality after all, we're talking about magic here. So if the Bonnie the Femme in the footage is the real Bonnie, then the Bonnie here in the witness then the one who must have been on the stage, this Bonnie the Femme is our second Bonnie. She is? Say we call the front of us Bonnie number 2. I believe I just have the piece of evidence to prove that the Miss Bonnie number 2 exists.
Oh, then please submit your evidence, Mr. Justice. What proves the existence of Bonnie number 2?
Take that!
What's this?
During our investigation, we found a set of unknown prints on the coffin in the stage. These prints are most likely left during the course of the show, but they didn't match the prints of any of the people involved in this case.
And unknown third-party fingerprints? I was not told of this.
Emma must have kept it from him. So the question is, who could have these prints possibly belong to? Mr. Fab, or should I say Bonnie number 2? These are your fingerprints, aren't they? Yeah.
Enough of this foolishness. One person could not possibly be 2. Those fingerprints could have been left not only during the show, but at any time.
Objection!
It's not like you to lose your cool like that, Prosecutor Sanmari. I'm sure you know that. Exactly when the fingerprints are made is not the main issue.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Justice?
The issue is who are these unknown prints belong to? They're certainly not Bonnie the Femmes. But what if they belong to the person standing in front of us?
Oh, you mean Bonnie number 2 is our second Bonnie? Is that what you're implying?
It's preposterous to suggest that these prints belong to the witness. I say they must have belonged to some other unknown individual. Prosecutor Sanmari, can you really look at her and still say that? What are you looking at? Take a picture, it'll last longer.
How can this be?
If we shake her prince, I'm sure they'll match the unknown set. Well, Bonnie, these prints don't belong to the real you. Belonging to you, don't they, Bonnie number 2? Witness, is what the defense have said true?
Fine, I admit it. Fingerprints are mine.
Then does that mean you aren't Bonnie the Femme? What? Ridiculous. Are there really 2 Bonnies?
Nope, there's only one Bonnie. That's because I'm Betty. Betty the Fab.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it's time for the wondrous magic show. Cast an amazement of this Lego morphing illusionist performer teleportation magic. Watch closely. It's showtime.
What an amazing trick! The witness has suddenly split into 2 people.
It's not a trick, don't give it to me either. You're simply twins!
What?
Twins!
Well, that's how the teleportation trick works.
Ever since I debuted, I have to hide or pretend I'm Bonnie. Oh, sweet and goody. Can't tell you how stressful it's been. I don't have to hide anymore. That's right, our days of sneaking around are finally over.
Their cover is blown, but they actually seem pretty happy about it.
So which of you was the nice Bonnie the fan we met in the dressing room? That would be me.
And the sharp-tongued Bonnie we saw in the ratings Raja understage was...
Hey, who are you calling sharp tongue?
It's all starting to make sense now. So, Mr. Justice, this changes the facts of the case rather dramatically, doesn't it? It certainly does. During the show, it was Bonnie who was on stage the whole time, so Bonnie could have committed the crime. But Betty, on the other hand, was on stage, did have the opportunity. Well, so now we have 2 suspects.
Wait just 1 minute, officer boy, I didn't do it. That's right, Betty may have foul mouth, but she never killed anybody. Hey, who's got a foul mouth here? Oh, well, speak up, huh?
Hold it!
Please save your siblings squabbling for later. Betty, you must have been on an stage passage during the show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about the stage slits being moved. So what exactly were you doing down there?
Fine, I'll testify. Anything to get you off my back.
Prosecutor Salmoni, Betty the fam is ready to testify. What do you say? Betty, you lied to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Hey, what else could I do? Couldn't blow our cover and ruin our magic act. Besides, am I going to your Twilight Hell or whatever for being a kawaii?
You will indeed. However, it won't be after your death. Rather, I shall give you a taste of your punishment for this mortal coil in interrogation hell.
Ugh!
Now then, Betty the fan, please explain to the court. What exactly were you doing under the stage?
It's true. I have business in the understage passages because of the welcoming trick. It was a fire trick, right? What Mr. Raves was supposed to do? That's right. It's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepped for it. It was in the script. I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident. Shut up! You're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was real busy. Yeah, wait till you have a chance to kill Mr. Reyes.
Well, that was certainly different.
How's that for a false testimony and alibi? Our magic is real. It's not a trick or gimmick.
Oh my, she's floating! Your Honor. You can see she's being held up from below.
You were supposed to pretend you didn't see that. It's a little something called etiquette.
But I can't help it whenever I see a contradiction or inconsistency, I just have to point it out. Now the defense may begin its cross-examination.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, Betty, but there's a big flaw in your testimony. As big as the one as your floating trick you did earlier.
Oh, harsh words. Well, let me tell you something, forehead boy. No one has ever figured out how we do our teleportation trick.
No one except me, you mean?
Well, we have even bigger, better tricks up our sleeves. Huh? We do? So you keep it zipped.
Now, don't fight you two. Mr. Justice, what is this about a flaw in her testimony? The script had this to say about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. However, we found a fire bucket laying empty backstage except for a layer of dust.
Ouch!
You didn't even attempt to get ready for the next trick, did you, Betty?
You got me!
Betty the femme, you will explain yourself.
There was nothing to explain. Come on, Betty, we can't hide it any longer. We might as well tell them. Shut up! You can barely take care of yourself. You're trying to tell me what to do.
Well, neither you can explain, I guess I'll have to. The reason Betty didn't prepare for the fire trick is because You didn't prepare for the fire trick because you knew, didn't you? You knew that the body would be found and the show would then be cancelled.
Ah. Don't be ridiculous, you impudent, despicable man. I'll go yank those lame bangs of yours. Is that what you want, huh?
Objection!
Whatever, they could grow back. Now stop stalling and tell us the truth already.
Can't reveal my secrets, I'm a magician.
Objection!
You have been chasing the shadow of the illusory culprit defense. And having chance of a convenient target, you have let yourself get carried away.
Exactly, where's your proof, huh?
And yet, I can see that the witness takes of false words have also been proven. I advise you to confront your deceitful trickery for your magic act, witness.
Grr, deceitful trickery.
Objection!
As the court-appointed therapist, I'd like to ask something here, Betty. You finally let yourself be who you really are. But if you continue to hide behind lies, you'll be imprisoning your heart all over again. But all these questions mean you're trying to pull me to prison for real. You're hiding behind bars either way.
Does that mean you're admitting your guilt?
Of course not. I can't believe you people. Every one of you think I did do. You lobster boy, cue ball geezer, head case brat, Cerberus monk.
Cuba geezer?
Head case brat? Really? Petty, calm down. Come on now, deep breath, deep breath. Look, I'm not a murderer, I tell you.
Hey, how do you know the show would we call up before the fire trick?
I told you, we can't reveal our secrets. We're under contract.
Contract? What is she talking about? Be that as it may, you're obviously a suspect in this case.
Objection.
I'm beginning to see. The cartridge threads that makes up the interior tapery that is the case. Huh? Allow me to summarize your assertions, defense. First, that the victim was killed in the understage passage. And second, that the witness and the accused are the only two who could have done it. Exactly. What's more, Betty knew that the body would be found, and the magic show would then be called off. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that Betty killed the victim on stage. But what if Betty knew that the show would be called off for some other reason? Like what? In the course of my investigation, I found it strange that the dragon set piece fell when it did. That, in conjunction with the body tumbling from the coffin in such a dramatic fashion, all seemed too perfect for mere happenstance. It was as though the entire chain of events had been planned out in advance.
Ow!
Planned out? After deciding to take this case, I subsequently studied everything I could about the mass media of the country. I read the newspaper, all the news report. I even browsed tabloid magazines. Oh, very dubious of you. I'm impressed. During this process, I learned about the strange practice favored by the TV world. A practice called a hidden camera prank.
Ah!
Betty and Bonnie, you knew about this, did you not? About the dead body appearing, the set piece falling, the show being suspended. The two were informed of this plan by Take-Two TV in advance, correct?
Ah!
Is that true?
Betty, please, let's tell her now. I can't hold it in anymore.
Dang it, fine, you got it. Everything the prosecutor said is true. The TV station paid us to cooperate with this plan. It was all a prank, a big setup planned up in advance. Mr. Ray is still dead in the coffin. The centerpiece falling down. It was all completely scripted.
It was all a prank? Bonnie, is that really true?
Yes, Mr. Reyes was supposed to pretend to be dead. That's how it was supposed to go.
So he was in it. He was in on it too.
That's right, he was supposed to show up dead in the coffin, and the set piece will fall down. Tricia would have been shocked and start to panic.
That's how the pranks were grabbed.
What? What the heck kind of prank is that?
But we never thought he actually wound up dead. Yeah, that was the only thing that was different from the script. Poor Mr. Reyes.
I'm so completely lost right now. Well, Betty and Bonnie, that certainly sounds like you have some explaining to do.
Alright, I guess desperate times calls for desperate measures. just this once we'll share how it was done with you. But listen carefully, you'll never hear this kind of thing anywhere else. After a teleportation trick, I went down under stage. When Mr. Ray's body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do our job as an understage passage. That's right, I used the remote control for a winch controlled by the dragon piece set. And made it fall down. And just before the dragon fell, I called Trixie to the backstage so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mr. Reyes to come back to life in front of the panicked Trixie. He was supposed to laugh and fly up away. That was how it was scripted anyways. But for some reason, he really did turn up dead, so he kind of just stayed on the ground. What kind of sick joke is that?
It sounds like a terribly mean-spirited prank to me. The poor defendant was trying to do her magic show.
I guess so. I'm sorry, Trixie. Whatever. It was all the Rady Rogers idea anyways. Yeah, sounds like just the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. That is the prank plan script we got from the Ratings Raja. Dang it, you made us break our contract, now we won't get paid.
But where does this all leave us? Who killed the victim and when? Yes, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mr. Reyes was only pretending to be dead as in the coffin as the part of the prank, then when he was on the stage, there would have been a life within him. And if that's the case, then Betty, who was also on the stage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. Witness, was the victim alive up until he entered the coffin?
Oh, well, now we spilled the beans, we might as well show you this video.
Greetings, viewers! It is I, the great Mr. Reyes. We are currently in the middle of a Trixie escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage. Preparing for the little prank on Trixie. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trixie will stab with her rubber sword. And when the coffin opens, I will be in it acting as though I met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trixie's face then? I can hardly wait.
He's about to hide in the coffin.
It was seeing the threads of karmatic destiny that led us to the truth. The victim passed through the understage where Betty the Femme was and came up to the backstage area. We know this because Mr. Reyes appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. It appears that way, yes. In defense, you proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? But then what about this video? Footage was taken just before Mr. Reyes entered the coffin. Oh, so does that mean... Yes, it is horrible, but true. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. Went into the coffin where Mr. Reyes was hiding. Trixie Wright thrusted her braid.
See? Told you so.
Are you saying the incident was a tragic accident that happened during the prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So let me ask the accused herself. Miss Wright, did you have prior knowledge of the prank?
What? I...
Tell him, Trixie. You didn't know anything about it, right?
Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it.
Objection.
Still think you could play innocent, do you? In that case, you leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. It looks like some kind of note.
Ah! That's...
I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At the time, I did not understand what it meant, but it all is clear to me now. What's this?
Let's see, it says, get the video camera after Mr. Reyes come tumbling out.
It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Reyes' video camera with him, it seems.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room before the show. When I saw it, I realized that Trucy knew about the prank.
It does bear her signature, I'll give you that much. So the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank? It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it in her own advantage. And she thrust her steel sword into the coffin, but the victim still chuckling to himself. Is that not how it happened, Miss Wright?
Of course not. I didn't write or sign that note.
Oh, but the handwriting matches yours. All the evidence and testimony points out you being the culprit.
But I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Then explain the existence of this note. You can't do that, can you not?
I can't explain it. I didn't write it. I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Reyes. You have to believe me.
The silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threats of your own karma if you wish, accused. Even you are inescapably caught in the web of fate you spun for yourself. Miss Wright, it is time to resign yourself to your fate.
No, I didn't do it. Ha! I knew it. How's that looking girl, murderer?
She took all of us with the aquifers.
I told you I knew she was homicide little witch from the start. But I didn't do it. I really did it. Why doesn't anyone believe me?
Shut up, you killer. You don't fall for that anymore. This is bad. Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now. Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rights it deserves. Very well. I suppose I have no other choice. This court hereby finds the defendant Trucy Wright.
Objection!
The defense has an objection.
Apollo!
Even now you would. I won't give up, and I refuse to let either of them down. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me, and Trucy, who's putting all their faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact you are raising an objection means you have some evidence to which to refute the prosecution's claims, correct? Yes, Your Honor.
Do we really have anything, Apollo?
Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we can present here. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may proceed. As we saw in the show footage, there's no question the defendant thrust her sword in the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute that point. But let us not forget that this was a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. We can't take everything we see in face value. So you're saying the sleight of hand was somehow involved? Yes, the defendant can see that the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death. Now what was it that Trucy told me that she did when she thrust the sword in the coffin? Very well, let us see your evidence then, Mr. Justice. But remember, you interrupted my verdict when to to make this claim. You will be severely penalized if we find you are bluffing.
That's fine, Your Honor. This shows that the possibility that the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death.
Take that!
What's this? A sword from the show?
That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword wasn't the sword stand on the stage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword. She told us the record that she remembers it very clearly that she did.
I see. So the sword the defendant thrust in the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? But then why was a steel sword found lying on the stage?
Somebody must have put in the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon's headpiece fell and the theater was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for a steel one.
Objection!
Do you not know when I give up, Stinkbug? That is not possible. Blood was found on a coffin hole that a sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when the accused withdrew the sword. It's an inconceivable proof that the sword she used was the steel one.
Objection!
But that blood could have been the result of somebody tampering with the crime scene after the fact. Instead, we saw the audience was cleared out of the theater. There's plenty of time for somebody to plant the blood there.
Objection!
If the sword the accused used was the rubber one, then where exactly do you propose the victim was killed, given that Mr. Reyes was alive when he answered that coffin?
Objection!
Why didn't he answer that question? It's precisely why we need to continue this trial.
Let me express my opinion. By all accounts, it is entirely reasonable to suspect the defendant based on the evidence. Thus, the question whether the sword the defendant used was rubber or steel, I believe further discussion is warranted. I suggest we hear from the defendant herself on this issue. Very well, Your Honor.
Yes, I saved it somehow. Too close for comfort, but still.
Let's adjourn for a brief 15-minute recess. I advise the prosecutor and defense to use this time to prepare.
Whew, that was hairy.
Tell me about it.
We barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. I can't say I'm crazy about the prosecutor's son Muddy either. You know, with the way he says let it go and move on as if it was nothing.
Let it go and move on, huh? Whoa, boy, am I interrupting a secret consulate village or something? Ugh. Got your next evil scheme in the works already?
What do you want?
Keep making that face, champ, and everyone's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trissy. Now smile for the camera. Let's do those pearly whites. Isn't that what the grammar tree tells you to do? How does it feel, Trissy? Everyone's online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you a real witch out there. Could this be the end of true grammar?
Go away, you creep!
Oh, what's this? Somebody just charged into frame. Looks like it was a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trussy's pet?
Filming is prohibited inside the courtroom. Do you want me to get the bailiff?
Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me.
Huh? What happened to the camera? It just disappeared right before our very eyes.
Hope you're enjoying the rest of the Trucy show from the gallery. I put on a call for Trucy's fans to come and support her earlier, by the way. I'll get some great footage out of them. This is gonna be good. And loose, baby.
Are you calling some of Trucy's fans? For what purpose? Hello? Seems Mr. Ranch just did. That was some high-level sleight of hand. Huh? How would you know how to do something like that?
I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills.
No way, but I thought he said magicians were all a bunch of good-for-nothings.
Mr. Lawyer?
Oh, hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with something?
Well, something that's been bothering me.
Really? What is it?
Well, you see...
Hey, dummy, what are you whispering to Lobster Boy about?
Betty,
Who the heck do you think you are? Are you crazy? You want a piece of this? You know you have to talk to me before you do or say anything, you harebrain.
but I...
Shut your mouth, you dumb bunny. Come with me now.
I wonder what was bothering her.
There's no way of finding that out with Betty constantly hovering her over like that.
Or about to reconvene. Will you be alright testifying?
Yes, it's just...
I wonder what Mr. Reds has up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in an actual fan. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has on his sleeve too. He better not be trying to get under Trixie's skin right now of all times. You're Trixie, Brian, you'll be fine.
Oh,
There goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right, when I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine.
alright, I'll give him a try.
I'm Trixie, right, and I'm fine.
Thanks, Polly. I think I can do this now.
That girl. Good luck up there in the stand. You'll do great.
Thanks, I'll be fine. I can do this.
Alright, Justice, you can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand.
Juicy Wright, magician.
Here comes the liar, the deceitful witch.
Throw the murderer in jail. The last member of that criminal troupe. Boo, we don't want to see you on stage.
Order! The gallery will be quiet, or I will have you all throw up on the spot.
What's with all the hecklers? Yeah, they're the fans Mr. Retton's invited.
What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out. No, then, Miss Wright. The court would like to know if you switched from the steel sword to a rubber one in stage. So please testify about this issue.
She's gonna try to trick us again with her magic. Hurry up and convict her already.
You were dick bolting, yeah.
Silence! All of you! I won't tell you again. Miss Wright, do you feel able to testify?
Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor.
Trucy, I know I shouldn't have let her go through with this.
I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I'll show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves.
In spite of everything, she's still smiling.
Trixie is amazing, isn't she?
She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on her face. She's basically following the true grammar creed even now. She really is something else.
It's showtime for magical girl Trixie Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody.
Well, this is interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Sordo! There, I switched it. And now... Hup! As you can see, the blade is not steel but rubber.
Bravo, Miss Wright!
Wow, she switched him in the flash. I didn't see her do it at all.
She completely turned the room around.
The heckles are being drowned out by all the cheering.
Where did the steel sword vanish to, Miss Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of this case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of curiosity, just so you know.
I guess I had the steel sword backstage when I switched in during the show.
Now, when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't on stage but behind the curtain?
Exactly, so you see, there is a trick to gimmick to it after all. After where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. I don't want to spoil the magic for you, now will I? Those are juicy.
Yeah, still.
Miss Wright? That part where you spun around, that's the actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the app or we're trying to help with the explanation of court.
It's funny.
I think about the inconsistency in your testimony.
And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there, but now I found it. I have to get to the bottom of it. Now, Mr. Jesse, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask dumb questions to spoil this wondrous magic.
I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination.
Objection!
Miss Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appeared on the show footage. What? But that can't be. I performed exactly the same way both times. Then what's going on here? Miss Wright, I have the show footage right here. And the part where you tore your cape around is missing from it. What? But I did it! So, it really is the exact moment you switched the swords? Yes, that's right.
I knew it. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to supposed to accuse this lie from me. Mr. Justice, does that mean that you are arguing that the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show?
No, Your Honor, it wasn't my intention. I mean... I did swap him, I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection!
Human memory is unreliable at best. But, in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of these witnesses are false.
But...
Now that it has been proven that the accused did not swap swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. And by the way, what is not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Reyes' death was not an accident but murder? I assure you have no objection to that still. It was, after all, by your assertion. The defense,
The defense has an objection to you, Mr. Apollo Justice. I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out now. If there is a discrepancy, it must mean something. I'm sure of it.
will the defense team kindly save their spat until after court is adjourned? Now, after all the debate, it seems we come back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would place the victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword switching trick on stage. Through her actions, I'm afraid I have come to see the true intentions of the accused, the murderous intentions. It's such a shame.
But I did switch the swords, I swear.
You're knee deep in it now, Justice.
Excuse me.
Let's see, you are... Which one again? Benny? No, that's not right. Body?
It's Bonnie. You were mixing the two names together, Your Honor.
Oh, pardon me. And do you have something you wish to say, Bonnie?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify.
About what?
The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Reyes.
Bonnie?
Hey, what's the big idea? An incredibly gifted, intelligent magician would never commit murder. Refuse to believe it.
What are you talking about, you hair-brainy hair? Just keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on them and pipe down.
No, I won't be quiet.
What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me?
Trucy said something to me once.
Huh?
She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give in or give up. That's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? That's right, Bonnie. I've always been afraid to stand up for Betty, ready to defy her. But I did what she said. When I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength.
You're just gonna try chickens again with magic. I hope expected already.
You already did, Pumpkin. I'd like to make it a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I'll show you exactly what happened. That'll be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. I'm not going to run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm going to be brave.
What have you done to my sister, Trucy, Wright? You practically brainwashed her.
It's the power of Trucy's conviction, that's what it is. It's touched Bonnie's heart.
Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the top of your testimony related to that thing you were bothering you? The thing you're trying to tell us about in the lobby during the recess?
Yes, ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging on me. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage.
What do you mean by that, Bonnie?
Wonder if what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Objection!
Of course it is. The show had only been performed once after all. Can't show anything other than what happened on the stage yesterday.
Objection!
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage. But what can we check against? Do you have some kind of the footage of the show?
Well, I have some show footage.
You do?
One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a big fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the whole show. And then afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present.
He did?
Tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was going to get rid of it.
Hold it!
Please submit that footage to the court. Now then, let's take a look at this new footage. Wow. Okay then. He really did keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he?
I think this camera needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work.
On defense, do you still believe this new footage is worth inspecting?
Of course I do. Okay, so how are we gonna go about this?
Let's try to compare the two.
We just might have to find a consistency between them.
An inconsistency, huh?
Yes, the two pieces of footage are the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage, so we could pick up what's different between the two.
Wonder what Bonnie found strange.
Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show up the sword switching chick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage. Very well, I will allow it. What a waste of time.
Apollo, do you know how to compare the two pieces of footage?
No, I've never done it before.
I'll give you a little lesson then. Use the video play button to go through the footage. When you want to speed through, use the fast forward button, A. You want to go back, use the rewind button, Y. You want to halt the playback, just use the pause button, B. Well, by the way, you can fast forward or rewind when the playback is paused. You just do a slow frame-by-frame playback.
Okay, so how do I switch between the two videos?
Just the switch button, camera L. You can find the difference between the two pieces of footage. Put the cursor over what's different and present X in the court.
Thanks, Athena, you really know your stuff.
Not really, I just gave it some gusto and then went to my gut on most of it.
What? Sure hope she guessed right. Anyway, let's give it a try. Oh.
Take that!
This is it right here. Take a look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front. Oh, playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front.
Hey, Wright, what's going on here?
Miss Wright, what can you tell us about these playing cards?
Oh, those? Those are the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick.
What? Mr. Justice, does this mean... Yes, it means that the sword switching trick was cut from the TV show footage. Well, the footage was edited? Yes, with malicious intent. That is absurd. Well, you must get to the bottom of this right away. Maybe the TV station might have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh no. It's you. Now hold up, Your Honor. It's all a big misunderstanding, believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing fingers. Who might you be? Right. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself there. Here's my business card. Trying to make your acquaintance, Your Honor. Oh, well, how very polite of you. It's lovely to meet you too, Prosecutor Somebody. Please take my card. A business card? Oh yes, I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. I've been familiarized with all the various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or what's crack-a-lackin', homie? For example. Oh, you're from Take-Two TV, are you witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before. Yes, Roger Retton, also known as the Ratings Roger. He's a TV producer and appeared on many of his shows as of late. He is best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby." Oh my, so you're the Ratings Roger? Hang loose, Judgy, baby. Nice courtrooms out here. I never thought I'd get to meet you in person. But Prosecutor Samani, how do you know so much about him? In preparation for the case, I watched all of his shows. I found the Ratings Roger goes to Burger Barn in a particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine. What? You went to the Burger Barn? Who would have thought? You must really want to try it home, buddy. Cause that line, woof. Compared to my acid change, an hour's wait is nothing. I recommend the Southwest Burger, a jalapeno jack cheese, by the way.
I'm having a real hard time picturing him in a line for burgers.
Oscar saw money unexpected enthusiasm for food aside. Mr. Rettins, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned? Well, for starters, it's true that the footage was edited. You get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well just show you the unedited footage. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards where Trucy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled. Did you see the part where there's cut where Trucy switches swords? He spins around, the playing cards go flying. Everything's like it's supposed to be. See that the defendant really did swap swords during the trick. Which means the sword Miss Wright thrust in the coffin was a rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Reyes. Yeah, see, that's the first misunderstanding right there. What do you mean? Well, Trucy definitely swap swords as you saw. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Reyes when she stopped the coffin. That just meant he killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse.
So you're saying that up till that point everything was going according to the script? If that's true, then when and how exactly do you think he was killed?
It was up to the dragon piece that came crashing down. I say Trucy murdered Mr. Reyes when she saw it hidden from view behind the set piece. She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon, knowing it will be the wiser.
I see. Indeed, there is a ring of truth to your assertion.
You bet! Plus there's a suspicious looking shadow in the footage too. It's towards the end of the footage, just before the dragon hits the stage. It might be easy to just see it for yourselves. It's only for a split second, but it's hard to catch. But look here. The suspicious shadow must be Trucy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim. Now that you mention it, it's supposed to look that way.
Objection!
This witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. And that's not all. Are we forgetting that the witness willingly edited the sword switch at the footage? You see? There's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honor, if you mind if I testify about it? I've seen people testify on TV, I always wanted to give it a shot.
That would be fun with me, Prosecutor Somebody.
This is quite unexpected. It threatens to disrupt the karmatic course of this case.
Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I gotta say, promise.
Very well. However, if you do anything to impact the last right of the victim, I will have you removed.
Alright, with Prosecutor Somebody's permission, please give me your testimony, Mr. Rettins. Raja Rettins, the Ladies Raja, now Kaiser of the courtroom. I'm taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers.
Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are split together and long and boring scenes are cut out. All the stations edited footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. Or what, you got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage?
I see. So you're saying it was a coincidence that the sword swapping scene was cut?
That's right. Glad you got the picture.
Objection!
Coincidence? It's just a little too convenient if you ask me.
Oh, an objection. How cool. It sure packs some more punch when you hear it live.
Do that again. I want to get another shot at a different angle. My objection is not for your entertainment.
And cut. There, I got some good stuff there. Mr. Rettins, filming is prohibited inside the courtroom. Whoops, my bad, Judge. If the defense has an issue, it can point out during the cross-examination.
Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me.
Oh, so you're not gonna tell me how I'm supposed to edit my programs, Big Shot? It's hard being the boss, kid. You're gonna make tough choices like which content gets cut.
Let me ask you this, why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case?
You wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about artistic vision. I tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it.
I mean, I know TV, but I know evidence law, and boy do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show you that selective editing is intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that prove it.
Take that!
Huh? What's that you got there?
This is the contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show. The contract between the first party Take-Two and the second party Miss Wright reads, if, through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled and any partner in fault, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation of the first party.
$3 million? That's a complete unreasonable sum.
I couldn't agree more, and of course Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Redden had her sign her unreasonable contract anyways. Or more accurately, he conned her into signing it.
Conned her? How did he do that?
There's a trick to this clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign the contract. It houses carbon paper that can copy her signature onto other documents.
Oh, come on now. That's such a nice accusation you're slinging in my way. For starters, you don't have a proof that had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Just because Trucy and her agency can't pay up doesn't mean I'm conned her. But $3 million? That's totally out of reach for an average person. In any case, this is important information. Please add your testimony, Mr. Rettens.
Objection!
You must be quite a con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. If you could think you could con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken.
Hey kid, would it kill you enthusiasm in front of the camera? You know, like a newscaster?
I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on the note. Now let's compare the signature to the one here on this contract.
Whoa, would you look at that? They're exactly the same.
That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy. These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright, and they definitely prove your malicious intent.
Say, not bad, lawyer guy. I didn't know you had it in you.
This is really getting interesting now. I'll get ratings for sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Rettens. The fact that you built ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions, am I right?
What a forced argument, defense.
All you really proving is not his ill will towards Miss Wright, but a particularly greed.
That's right. I just wanted money, baby.
Fat checks of chitter, that's all. After all, I never even crossed paths with Trudy before the magic show. So I had absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? He didn't bear any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy's definitely has a major hate for Trucy.
You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose that dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those grand reimages are all a bunch of lowlifes.
I can prove everything, but the things he said all point to the fact there must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Redden and Trucy might have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them.
Hidden?
Connection? What is it now?
What are you getting at, Mr. Justice?
It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it's just another one of those defense feckless claims.
Objection!
You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, and once you hear my argument, you wish you had taken me a whole lot more seriously.
Well, I really...
Very well then, do proceed. Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing.
What?
It was just some good old-fashioned bluffing, contrary to Mr. Wright's fine training.
I hope you know what you're doing.
If you're going to make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is the hidden connection between the defendant and Dr. Rettins?
A sleight of hand trick Mr. Rettins did during the recess earlier.
You guys were headed in the courtroom. Do you want me to get the bailiff?
Huh? Filming? What are you talking about?
I don't even have a camera on me. What if Mr. Retton's the magician too?
What if? Hopefully it's up to the defendants to fill in the blanks, not me.
Well, if he is, he may have some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way.
Objection.
Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue.
As the passage of the sacred sculptures of Koreanism states, he who gives a sermon to the monkey is himself a monkey.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you say it a dim way, he's not gonna get it anyways.
But we saw Mr. Rettins perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye.
Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician.
You must be seeing things.
Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor?
If the connection is tenuous, is all that it takes. Every magician in the country would potentially bill ill will towards the accused.
I guess you're right. You're a sharp knight in the drawer, are you, short stuff?
You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Pony Pony. 3 days under the frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey.
A numbskull for a numbskull.
Ugh. Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there. I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he was a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, isn't it? Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Troop Grammary. Oh? No way!
Is something wrong, Mr. Justice?
Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time.
Let's see, what sort of evidence do you have for us?
Evidence that points to the real killer, the one who had motive to commit this crime.
What?
What do you come up with this time, defense? Lucy Wright is the sole hair of the Troop Grammary in its name. It's puts in the square of the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to the one person that grudge against Miss Wright.
Take that!
Who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice?
13 years ago, the great Mr. Reyes belonged to Troop Grammary. And then the troop ousted him, and Mr. Reyes vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their sole heir?
Well, Mr. Reyes is the victim, Mr. Justice. You named a dead man as your suspect?
What if he really is dead? And is he really dead?
What do you mean, is he really dead?
If the fact that Mr. Reyes is a victim is what's throwing you off, then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Reyes? What? You mean the victim was an imposter?
Not Mr. Reyes? What about the real Mr. Reyes?
It would mean the real Mr. Reyes is still alive.
That's absurd. Mr. Justice, who is this real Mr. Reyes if not the victim of this case?
It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Grammary and wanted to sully its name,
The magician lurking in the shadows who set up the fake Mr. Reyes on this stead. The real Mr. Reyes is...
Take that!
Bullets! Yes it is. Roger Rettins is the real Mr. Reyes. What?
Him?
Objection!
Oh, holy red pepper, you impotent seed spot naught but meaningless empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera, but not every diehard fans are genuine will stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I got proof. I can prove it by proving that the Mr. Reyes in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that, I just need you to look at this spot of this poster. The scar.
Take that!
This is the injury Mr. Reyes sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However, the video of the victim shot by himself showed no traces of that injury. Oh my, you're absolutely great! Now, Mr. Rettins, what are you supposed to find if you took a look at your right forearm? Is there by any chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours? Oh, Mr. Rettins, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something up there? Come on now, I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there because I require no tricks or gimmicks. For you see, my magic is the real deal. Is this what you were hoping to see?
Oh, there it is, the scar.
Just as I thought. That's right. I am the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. The great Mr. Reyes. This
It's totally...
absurd. How ironic, would you say, that this obvious mark carved me by true bravery will bring me back to the limelight once more. Strange are his permanent threats before me. If this witness is the real Mr. Reyes, then who's the victim who perished in the magic show? He was but a fan, met him for one of my programs several years ago. Then he had recovered my admiration of the great Mr. Reyes. In confidence, I told him my true identity and let him take him under my mantle. The real men take word for you. About 2 years ago, I taught him my tricks and even acted as producer. And so the amateur became a popular magician overnight. Contrary to my magic on the stage we call television. Hope you enjoyed the show. You really had us all fooled. Mr. Rettins, or should I say, Mr. Reyes. In your hatred of true grammar, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery. And set up Miss Wright to take the fall, didn't you? You did all to tarnish the Grammary name. I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank, that much is true, but it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yes, she learned of the plan and make use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the flood of these Grammaries.
Objection!
But if this were a secret prank plan that very few people knew about, couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? Ugh. Yikes! Ugh.
His head.
Just kidding. Well, what the heck was that? Heed my words, loyal lad, for I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you my magic is real, and employs neither tricks or gimmicks. Enough with the rambulancy, can you just make your point already? My alibi is as pristine as ever, won't you agree, posture somebody? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi.
What?
Recall, defense, at the time of the magic show, Mr. Rents was at Take-Two TV. The fact that many people can easily attest to.
Gah, he's right. I forgot all about that.
So what do you think, Your Honor? Would you like me to testify on the matter? Yes, I think you better. Please tell the court more about your alibi. Very well then. On with the show.
Are you watching, Magnifi Gramarye? The time has finally come to my magic to snuff up your precious pedigree. The Gramarye line will be no more. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for a magic show. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. And there it is, a simple, perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth.
Do you understand now, perhaps?
I did not grace the theater with my presence until after the incident, so how could I commit the murder? His staff did say he was there at the station. But it sure does sound like a rock-solid alibi. But that can't be right. If Mr. Renz was the killer, he couldn't have been in the theater. There's gotta be a hole somewhere in this story.
I'm sure there are no holes in Mr. Reyes' stage.
No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through.
Do enjoy the show to the fullest.
And my real alibi.
Hold it!
But you did come to the theater eventually, isn't that right?
Indeed. Anxious to see how the story is progressing, I made my way to the theater. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car.
Could he actually have been in the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim?
Allow me to stop you reading your mind. Aha! Could I have been in the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim?
How in the...
But no, I took a taxi. The driver can attest to that. Feel free to call the taxi company if my word doesn't satisfy you. The driver is a big fan of the ratings, Roger. I even gave him my car.
You gave the driver his card? That was very clever of him.
You might as well give it up, lad. Questioning real magic is a fool's errand. Besides, you know very well I was doing at the time of the incident.
Hold it!
How do we know those staff members are in the cahoots with you?
I made it my business to perform solo. My magic is neither need nor want my assistance. After all, one of them could reveal the secrets behind my magic, could they not?
So he doesn't trust anybody, huh? He's the complete opposite of trusty.
There are many people in the studio and the audience who saw the witness as well.
Even if he had able to persuade his own staff to cover for him, he could have been convinced many complete strangers to do the same. He really has a rock-solid alibi for himself. Yeah, it's almost too good, you know? It's eerie how perfect it is.
Has all ever revealed to you now?
Hold it!
I've got it. Do you have a brother? A brother that looks exactly like you, maybe?
Again with the twin business? Do you think the audience will let you get away with using the same gimmick twice in a row?
If you do not believe in defense, why not investigate for yourself? Though I am sure your efforts will prove to be thoroughly fruitless. Yeah, I guess the twin theory was a little far-fetched. His alibi, it really is airtight.
I believe we heard enough. While I believe the witness does indeed harbor some ill will against the defendant, there is no reason to doubt he is at the TV station at the time of the incident.
Yes, the fact proved that it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime. Nah. These last rites of the victim had dragged on long enough. The soul of the victim itself is so bored that it's resting on top of Your Honor's head.
It is?
The
time has come. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the Twilight Realm.
Apollo, Tracy will be thrown in prison. You know we'll be out of the job. But if you catch tasty fishies, will you sell me some at a good price?
I told you I have absolutely zero intention of going off with the tuna boat. Think, Justice. You have to figure this out. It's no use. I can't find a single flaw. So what now? Behold my never-ending magic show. Come through the all-inspiring showmanship of the great Mr. Reyes. And stay for my grand illusion until the end of time. Wait, is he saying that we're still trapped inside some sort of illusion of his?
That's what professional magicians do. They make the audience see something that there isn't really there.
In other words, you make us see illusions, right?
They call it misdirection. When we keep it busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what they say there isn't there actually is.
Could it be?
You know what, Mr. Rettins? I guess we have been as spectators of your elaborate illusion you prepared for us. An illusion that we're supposedly turned our attention towards something you want us to see.
What are you going on about, lad?
Have you done something, Apollo?
I just remember something Truzy said about misdirection. When a magician said there really isn't, but they say there isn't, there actually is. If all we're taken aback by Mr. Retton's magic, then maybe he made us see something that isn't really there. It's time to rethink all my assumptions about this case. What have we made to believe he was there while actually it wasn't? What have we taken to be an absolute facts of this case? If I reevaluate the viability of all these things, then just maybe. Athena, there's something uncanny about this case.
Okay, what is it?
Retton's alibi. It's too perfect.
It's true, it's like it's impossible to break no matter how hard we try.
But maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think.
I'm not following.
We're not making any headway here because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi.
Oh, I think I get it. You're saying he's using misdirection on us, right?
It's definitely a possibility.
Will the defense care to share what is discussing over there?
Your Honor, I believe that if we reconsider the certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I think we'll even finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak.
So what is this certain assumption you're thinking of?
This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. What if the culprit is somewhere other than the theater at the time of the crime? What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? What if in that case then Mr. Retton's perfect alibi will be irrelevant?
Objection!
How could one person stab another to death with a sword without physically being there? Furthermore, we also saw the appearance of the culprit's shadow in the footage.
Objection!
But couldn't we just easily assume that the shadow did not belong to the culprit?
Well, that's not the culprit, then whose is it?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. We all see something that looks like the shadowy shape figure before Your Honor, during the magic show itself.
In that case, please point out the show footage for us.
This is the thing that looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of the culprit.
Take that!
Does this shadow resemble a suspicious shadowy figure?
Now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it?
Miss Wright, could you identify the shadow for the court?
Let's see. I think that's Mr. Hat's shadow. It's from when he was pulled up from the stage to the catwalk overhead by wire.
Then could this shadow, as shown later, could footage be Mr. Hat too?
No, that's not possible. When Mr. Hat was pulled up on the catwalk, he stayed up there.
In other words, the second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up. Some other figure? I'm afraid you need to be more specific than that, Mr. Justice. He's right. We come this far. I just have to figure it out on the clues I have on hand. What is this shadow? Second shadow shown in the footage?
Take that!
If we consider what was happening on the stage at the time, there's only one answer. The shadow belongs to the fake Mr. Reyes. In other words, Mr. Man of Mystery. The victim? Please take a look at the prank plan script. Mr. Mystery was to pretend to be dead and then fly up to the air after that. Isn't that right, Mr. Rettins? Indeed. And what of it? I contend that that's exactly what happened. The victim was wearing a stunt harness around his waist. It was most likely attached to the stunt wire so he could be pulled up into the air. So you're suggesting that after pretending to be dead at the coffin, the victim flew up into the air just as the prank script said? Exactly. You can see him going up because the dragon was blocking our view. And the last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is a true piece of resistance of the culprit's murderous magic show.
Don't tell me. You got it all figured out?
Yes, I think so. If we could just look beyond Mr. Renton's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have been pulled up on the catwalk just as Mr. Hat, and hit the cushioning up there with a considerable force. I just had to figure out what else happened up there during that time. Are you ready to elaborate, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready. In that case, please answer this. Please answer me this. Why did the culprit make the villain fly up in the air like that? But why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die? If he's only pretending to be dead in the coffin, if you can figure out how these two questions relate, the answers should become clear. Could it be? Mr. Mystery really must have thought he was still part of the prank when he appeared on stage. Probably didn't expect a thing when he's being pulled into the air. After Miss Wright was called backstage, and just as the set piece fell. But the culprit had already planted the real murder weapon in the cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or blade of some sort.
What? You mean?
Yes, it really was a magical murder. And as the prank script said, Mr. Mystery was whisked up in the air and straight into the blade there on the catwalk. Oof, what a way to go. In other words, this murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick.
What?
Remotely? Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Renz was at the time of death. But how does this work, Mr. Justice? Just before the murder occurred, the dragon set piece was up at the catwalk, and Mr. Man of Mystery were connected to each other by the wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon piece set fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket straight up and into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the audience view. That's why nobody saw the blade.
Oh, that big gash on Mr. Hat's cape. The blade must have been set up overhead sometime before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too when he was pulled up by the cushion.
I can't believe it. I have no idea. Those sort of Trucy would freak out if I make the set piece fall. That was the only reason I did it.
You were used, Betty. Roger Retton's used you.
I thought he was my little puppet to boss around, but it was the other way around.
After the incident occurred, Mr. Retton arrived at the theater. He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword with the bloody steel one. That's not someone he lowered the victim's body down on the stage.
But I didn't have time to do all that.
When the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all these things after the fact that there was no one around to see.
A horrible, horrific murder camouflaged by a spectacular magic show?
That sounds like a kind of murder only a magician would pull off. As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was doomed to die. That's why it was you, Mr. Renz, who killed the victim all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say, murder plan, proves your murderous intent. Enough. You dim-witted, ignorant, imbecilic, putrid red pepper. You can't possibly have a counter-argument to make. Talk about not knowing when to let it go and move on. Do you have a rebuttal or something, Prosecutor Sadmati? No blade of any kind was found at the catwalk, which means you have no evidence to support your theory. But Mr. Renton's retrieved it after the fact. Which still leaves you with no way to prove your wildly fantastic remote murder theory. But without proof, does it not make more sense to believe that the murder was occurred there on the stage? That's where the bloodstained sword was found after all.
That is a very good point.
As the only person who could have committed the crime there on that stage. Trucy Wright remains the prime suspect. It would appear your so-called truth is a little more than a cheap parlor trick. And you have done nothing to prove the accused's innocence. It's time to let it go and move on.
Are you seeing this, Magnifique Grammary?
My magic is exciting punishment on your granddaughter. The Grumly name is done for. Apollo, we need to hit him with a decisive piece of evidence here. I know. That's what I've been thinking.
Mr. Justice, do you or don't you have anything to prove that the witness committed this remote murder you propose?
Of course I do, Your Honor. This entire incident is carried out exactly according to the script. Right. So theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet is to see if something unscripted happened. There's gotta be something Renton doesn't have foreseen. And once I find it, that's how I expose his murderous trick. Get ready, Mr. Rents, because I'm about to reveal your secret by magic. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, just good old-fashioned logic. As long as the magic show went as scripted, the murder did happen without fail. Everything in this case is carefully planned so that no evidence will be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely wasn't in the plan. What part of the magic show wasn't in the original script? It's no mistake. Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick? Oh. Okay, this one is for the funny and the accolade. No. I should never say a person's life choice was a mistake. I'm sure there could be great magicians at it. She works at it. Good luck, Bonnie. Anyway, getting back to the case. What was it that Bonnie did during Trucy's escape trick? Okay, see? Betty's life choices.
Because Bonnie pushed Mr. Hat on the right of the coffin instead of the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite of the one in the show script. Well, the culprit didn't know that when he was the first to arrive at the theater, which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover will affect Trucy's new position? Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put the blood on the left hole, but the blood eventually discovered the right hole during the police investigation. If the killer originally put the blood on the left side, that means he must have tampered with the scene again afterward to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene seem better, the culprit must have... That's right, the left and right panels of the coffin were interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels and make the bloodstain fit the back. So the switch might have given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. There was something unnatural about the coffin, and it's just the evidence I needed. Sorry, Mr. Renz, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt. Another bluff, is it? There's no way you could have anything of that kind. My magic is real.
Objection!
No, there are trace gimmicks to it, just like any other illusion. What? After the murder, you switched the left and right panels of the coffin, didn't you? And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Wright was tampered with the crime scene after the murder occurred.
Take that!
The fingerprinting results. What about the fingerprints are unnatural? Let's take a look at the prints of the victim left behind in the coffin, shall we? If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his print should have looked like this. However, what we found was they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite unnatural for the print to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree? Oh, it is strange, isn't it? How did they get this way? They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show has gone according to the script. The culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin, and that Miss Wright would also pop out to the left side of the coffin as per the show script. He didn't ensure he had trusted the store to hold the left side of the coffin. That's why he put blood on the left hole when he was trying to cover up the crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realized his mistake. He found out that due to Bonnie's mistake, Mr. Head was on the right side of the coffin. And that despite the script, Miss Wright had thrust his sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood on it was on the side opposite of the one Trucy used. To make the blood location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again. So he had to cover his tracks by switching the coffin left and right panels. Oh, that's how the fingerprints of the coffin ended up backwards. Because the culprit switched the two sides panels around. The prints ended up facing the opposite direction. But instead of going all of that trouble with the panels, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side? I'm afraid that would have been work, Your Honor, because of a little something called luminal testing. Oh, right, luminal. I almost forgot. Luminal can detect trace amount of blood even if it's wiped away, right? That's right. Wiping the blood away would have been served as proof of this meddling. How about it, Mr. Brettons? I did a pretty good job figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Objection!
Trucy Wright could have done the same just as easily. We have no proof that it's this witness that tampered with the evidence.
Objection!
Oh, but I do have proof. What? A person who was in the magic show would never have made a mistake of putting the blood on the wrong side. Least of all Miss Wright, who truly would have remembered she was on the other side. Oh my, you're absolutely right! My impudence. I'm sure you realize it by now, Prosecutor Sanmari. But you claim that Miss Wright is the culprit does not hold up. You and the accuser so bound for hell. Really, Miss Wright and I? Because I think you're the one with the ticket there by trying to convict an innocent girl.
Trust your son, buddy, are you right?
As for the true culprit, he is someone who knew how the show was supposed to go but didn't actually see it. He's someone who had a chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident. And that person who fits the bill is you, Roger Rettins. All your secrets and your tricks have been revealed. And with no tricks left, I'm afraid your show has been cancelled. Permanently.
All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine's is true real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of the great Mr. Reyes. Witness the magic far greater than true grandmothers. Burn. Crumble. Fall to my furious flames. The great Mr. Reyes will bring the end to you all. And now for the final hair of the grandmother name right here, right now. You too shall burn. Huh? No, this isn't right. No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm the victim here. What? Stop! No! Curse you, grammar! Curse those grammaries. It's all because of them. Even now they wounded me. Curse them all the abyss.
Do you really hate us that much? Does your hatred run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man?
You're damn right. You have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer. Your grandfather, Magnificent Grammar, kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just because he was worried about his own reputation. Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a great magician. But that Magnificent, he took it all off from me.
But no excuse. There's no reason to do something so evil. Magic is supposed to make people happy, not used by the means of murder.
What's the big deal? I just use what I have available to me, that's all.
I get it now. That attitude towards magic is why my grandfather kicked you out. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician.
Don't deserve? I don't know about that. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak.
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
See? So in the end, True Gravity was defeated by the great Mr. Race. You're not fit to lecture me on the high trucy right. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Take that, Grammary. You lose.
If anyone needs to learn to let it go and move on, it's this guy.
This court of my prison shall burn in the flames of my creation. Bailiff, take Mr. Rettens away and bring in fire extinguisher just to be safe. It looks like we reached the end. I feel as though I've been watching a grand magic show.
It was close, but we barely made it through somehow. Huh? Why does Trucy look so down?
Miss Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I'm about to announce my verdict. Can I see that wonderful smile of yours? That smile of a true entertainer as I do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Noted. This court finds the defendant Trucy Wright
Not guilty. We did it.
Court is adjourned.
Alright, we did it.
Thank you for everything, Polly. Oh, Trucy, grazie a Dio. I can open your show tomorrow, just as planned. Yep, and it's all thanks to you too. Oh, and now that Mr. Reyes is gone, we need to find somebody to replace him.
I don't like the way she's looking at me.
Trucy, I'm sorry about everything.
Hey, what are you apologizing for? Roger Redd's user. We're victims too. He even made me accomplice of the murder.
Betty, we had to take some of the blame for this too, you know? Even if we don't know he was planning to kill Mr. Mystery, we did cooperate with him. It's all my fault, isn't it? Neither one of you is to blame. The only person in the wrong, the person who accused the merchant to commit murder, Roger Reddens.
Don't you think I know that? Say what you want, but don't think for a second that I don't still hate you.
I guess she really does hate me. But Betty, why? You used to be a huge fan of Trucy.
Hey, shut up! I always hated her.
Really? We have seen Trucy's magic show. You know we would have tried to become professional magicians ourselves, right?
Speak for yourself.
Betty, you still have her autograph from that.
Just shut up!
Was she acting this way this whole time because she secretly loved Trucy?
Wow, Trucy, I never knew that being the best would be so tough. Come on, Bonnie, we're leaving. We gotta get ready for tomorrow's show.
You're really excited about performing with Trucy again, aren't you?
That's not true, so zip it, dummy!
Polly, you think I really am a naive greenhorn?
Huh? No way, she's not.
After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for thy lord, there will be on your way to prison as we speak.
Right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see, so in the end, true Gary was defeated by the great Mr. Reyes. You're not fit to lecture me on that high, the Trucy Wright. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn.
Trucy, don't tell me you're taking what Retten said to heart. Oh, maybe a little. I didn't see through his tricks and I let myself be taken in by his magic. I can't trust myself anymore. Maybe he was right to call me a greenhorn.
You shouldn't take stock on his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you.
Huh?
You're a wonderful Grammy magician. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Apollo, but what makes you say that?
I know you're a wonderful Grammy magician because of this.
Take that!
My grandfather's notebook?
The Grammy Creed. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. When you perform your magic trick in court today, you show your worthy dedication to the troop's greed. Even though the jeer, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You are everything meant to be. Couldn't hope anything by the air. You're a great magician, Trucy. A great magician? Me? You really are. That's why. You don't have to worry about what Renton said. Oh, Polly, thank you. Still, I could have done it without you. I would have lost a nerve if I'd been alone up there. But I will keep on smiling because of you. Me? Remember what you said to me at the detention center? After all, you sure you swapped the swords, right? Yes, I remember doing it. Then I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy. But how can you say that? Yeah, proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but... I believe in you, Trucy. I believe in your skill as a professional magician. I'm going to prove your innocence. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. You were what kept me going. Apollo, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I could be anything I was meant to be. Trucy's real smile at the best. I'm so glad I could help make that happen. Emma? I'm really sorry, Trucy, for everything. But why? Well, I wasn't able to convince Prosecutor Sadmati what a good person you are. And I had to testify against you, too. You had nothing to apologize for. You were just doing your job. You're too kind. Oh, I don't know about... Huh? Is something wrong, Emma? Oh! Prosecutor Sadmati? What are you doing here? Detective Sky. Yes? I require forensic expertise in order to close this case. Come, let us go. Wait! Prosecutor Sadmati! The trial is over, Mr. Justice. You and I are strangers once more, with no further need to interact. Strangers? Have you really forgotten all about me? What? You're really changed now, Yuta. Telling me to let it go and stuff? What happened to you? Oh, lawyer of putrid soul, I have nothing to say to the likes of you. Are you serious now, Yuta? Now, if you'll excuse me. There he goes. What's it all about, Apollo? How do you know Prosecutor Sadmati? Let's just say we're old acquaintances. Acquaintances? It seems like more than that. Yeah, well, you don't like to talk about your past, do you? Because you always change the subject. I guess I'll have to talk about it someday. But for now, come on, let's forget about the past and celebrate Trucy's future. Sure, if you say so. Hey, it's Mr. Wright. Put on a speakerphone, Apollo. What's up, Mr. Wright? Oh, Apollo! How's Trucy? What happened to the trial? Did you get it out of guilty verdict? Mr. Wright, slow down. Everything's fine. Hi, Daddy. I'm okay now. She was found not guilty in a very dramatic turnabout. Plus, we saved the office. It was a great victory for Apollo. Whew, that's a load off my mind. I can't thank you enough, Apollo. Now I know I can trust you to hold down the fort anytime. Me? Really? Yes, you. You're a real full-fledged lawyer now in my eyes. A full-fledged lawyer? I still can't wrap my mind about it. Thank goodness you were there to take care of everything. And thank you, Apollo. No need to go that far, boss. Especially not in front of everyone. Oh, and by the way, I won't be able to make it to tomorrow's show, so I was hoping you could go. You'll do that for me, won't you? Of course! I wouldn't miss it for the world. Full-fledged. So Daddy asked me to come to tomorrow's show, huh? That's my assistant, right? No, he just asked me to go cheer you on. Okay, then I'll be sure to save you the best seat in the house, Polly. The best seat in the house? I really appreciate the thought, but... Good. Then it's settled.
Objection!
I should have known.
That this is what she meant! Magical girl Trissy Wright will not perform her greatest illusion yet. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, ladies and gentlemen. This is real magic.
Wait a minute, you're kidding, right?
There is a trick or gimmick, right? I'm too young to die. Now then, Mr. Hat, you know what to do with that sword.
No, wait, stop!
No! Ah! And that is how Trissy and Gravity landed on a rousing high note. With a big round of applause and Polly's ear-splitting scream. What kind of ending is that?
And with that, the magical turnabout is completed. Yep, and with that, that will be the end of the Ace Attorney stream. Next time, we're going to tackle episode 3, The Wright of Turnabout. But for now, we will go on a raid. We're gonna raid Acme Studios. They're actually doing Spirit of Justice as well. Alright, please give them a like and subscribe. And with that, this is Robin Phoenix signing out. Peace.